2K Sports. Friday Hoops Fest coming up next. It'll be Tyson Chandler and the New York Knicks facing off against Dwight Howard and the Los Angeles Lakers. And with the game about to get underway, let's head to Kevin Clark and Steve, who are courtside at Staples Center.
Say the movie, dog. My name is Ho, H to the O-V. I used to by the OZ. I guess even back then you can call me CEO of the ROC. Ho, fresh out the frying pan into the fire. I be the music biz #1 supplier. Ho, not DOC, but similar to them letters. No one could do it better. I check cheddar like a food inspector. My homie Strick told me, dude, finish your breakfast. So that's what I'ma do, take you back to the dude with the Lexus. Fast forward the jewels and the necklace. Let me tell you dudes what I do to protect us. Shoot at you actors like movie directors.
We'll see the New York Knicks taking on the Los Angeles Lakers. Thank you for joining us. It's the NBA presented by 2K Sports for this Thursday afternoon game. Now a chance to check out our State Farm starting lineups. And one of the players we'll be seeing in this one, Kobe Bryant.
Well, guys, with Kobe, it's all about the ability to create his own shot wherever and whenever he wants. And he does it with a combination of size, speed, and tremendous footwork.
Yeah, Steve, but it doesn't end there. I mean, even if you do manage to stick with him and get a hand in his face, it really doesn't matter. Hands just don't seem to bother him at all. His concentration level and confidence at such a high mark. Once he gets it going, there's really no slowing him down. It was a season of highs and lows for the Knicks last year, and one of their lows was how they played when they were on the road. Just not up to their standards.
Here's Anthony. Rebound the Lakers. Outside, Kobe. With the floater. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here. And it was the play of the Knicks on the road that really took them backwards and forced them to scramble, Clark, just to get in the playoffs. That was tough for them, Steve, but they got in and unfortunately losing in the first round to Miami.
Yeah, but going 14-19 just isn't going to get it done. I think it was a good indication that the Knicks just weren't quite good enough last year. They made the playoffs, but they didn't do anything. They've got to improve their performance on the road this year and take that next step as a team.
Stoudemire kicks to Felton. Back to Stoudemire. Anthony up on top. 6 to shoot. Over world peace. And Anthony gets it to go.
Well, Carmelo belongs in that group of guys who you say, maybe he's the best scorer in the league. He's certainly close. He's right there with Kobe and Dwayne Wade, LeBron, for sure. He's so skilled, he's so strong, and he's just got a knack for getting the ball in the hoop when the time is right.
His ability to do that, Steve, is a big part of why he can get a shot off anytime. I mean, he knows that he doesn't need too much space. All he needs is a fraction, and he's able to rise up over guys or go through them.
Antoine Jamison's checked in for the Lakers. Barnes comes in for Meta World Peace. Then for the Knicks, Camby comes in for Chandler. And J.R. Smith's subbed in for Ronnie Brewer.
And that kind of power move has become a trademark for him. Well, there's some very popular destinations for free agents around the league. Chicago, New York, Miami. But for me, the Lakers are still the premier market for players. Big city, a history of winning with the Laker organization, and fantastic weather, of course.
Steve Blake's checked in for the Lakers. Outside, Kobe. And here in the first, closing in on 2 minutes play. He kicks to Barnes. Back to Kobe. Left side, Kobe. Rebound by Smith.
You have to get a hand into his face because that's his range right there.
Shumpert, no good.
He's far too tentative in the paint, and even more so when the defender is up tight on him like that time.
Got it up.
That's got to feel good, ending the quarter on a positive note.
Yeah, you would know that feeling well, my friend, wouldn't you?
And a high-scoring first quarter. Both teams really filling it up. Lakers lead by 3. Live from the Staples Center, you're watching 2K Sports. And And so far, it's been a closely contested game as we get the second quarter up and going. And what stands out to you from the Lakers in this one?
Just the start they wanted to this game. Solid offense. They got good ball movement. They established a nice rhythm.
Yeah, not stagnant at all. Free-flowing and fluid at the offensive end. You know, the Knicks with an 8-10 record against the Western Conference did about as well as any team in the East when facing Western Conference foes.
And New York, looking at who they've got. At the 3, 4, and 5, we've got Carmelo Anthony, Amari Stoudemire, and Tyson Chandler. J.R. Smith out there with Felton. And Doris Burke has a report for us from the sideline.
Well, guys, I think it's accurate to call the Dwight Howard situation a saga, and it has, at least for the moment, calmed down. A trade to the Los Angeles Lakers has now thrust them squarely into the championship picture. First, the acquisition of star point guard Steve Nash, and now the best center in the league. The tough Western Conference just got tougher. Kevin?
The story of the offseason, no question. Thank you, Doris. A big group substitution here for the Lakers. Dwight Howard, he's checked in for Jamison. Barnes comes in for Metta World Peace. Kobe's checked in for Meeks. And Steve Blake is subbed in for Steve Nash. And the basket by Blake. What's interesting is you look at a lot of the Knicks roster and the big names who spent a lot of time, Steve, in the West, like Amari Stoudemire all those years with Phoenix and Melo Anthony with Denver, so they knew the West pretty well. But nonetheless, kind of an interesting record for them. Only 8-10 against the West.
Yeah, a lot of big names, as you mentioned, Melo, Amari, Chandler, but I don't know how well those pieces fit together. So even though they've got a lot of star power, the puzzle didn't quite work, and I think that's why you saw the Knicks really have kind of a roller coaster season.
The offensive rebound. Here's Howard, and the layup falls. Howard's got 6 points.
And hard work on the boards, guys, leading to that putback.
About 7 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Anthony backing him down. Novak with the 3. They get it again. He feeds it to Shumpert. Feeds to Camby. Outside, Felton. Camby sets the screen for Felton. Back to Camby. That's good, and so Felton has the assist there. Camby's got his first bucket of the night. Now Blake. Over Felton. And he beat the buzzer, but it's no good. And a tight game here as we end the first half. Lakers ahead, leading by just 2. And coming up after the break, it'll be Damon Bruce breaking down all the highlights from the first half of play.
And now, brought to you by Sprint.
Halftime at Staples Center in a close one. Welcome, everyone. I'm Damon Bruce. The Los Angeles Lakers in front against New York. They're scoring effortlessly. The defense has been completely overmatched. Dwight Howard's the top scorer. He's got 6 points and 3 rebounds as well. Looking at New York, they're definitely making plays as well. They've gone to their bench for the spark, and it's fired. Big scoring off the pine. J.R. Smith certainly playing well so far. He hasn't put up overwhelming numbers, but without him, where would they be so far in this one? Thanks for tuning in. Now back to the action in Los Angeles.
And now we return to the action here at the Staples Center in the heart of downtown L.A. One of the stories here, Dwight Howard, getting it done today.
Now, it's been nothing but positive for this team. The way he's been really selective with his shot making, he's been very unselfish. I think this has been an efficient performance for him.
I agree with you, Steve. Very few questionable decisions, if any, from him, as he has always looked for the best shot every trip down the floor. I mean, I like the fact that he's judicious in his approach.
Kobe and Metta the wings with the big Pau Gasol at the 4. Nash out there with Howard. That's who's in the game for the Lakers. Kobe, the pass to Howard. Takes it right up, and that one's good. Howard's got the first points to start out the third quarter for the Lakers.
And when you play against him, guys, you know that it's going to be very tough to deny him if he gets in close. So you've got to body him. You can't let him get positioned down by the hoop. Otherwise, he'll just torture you down there.
And, of course, his aggressive finishing ability, something that really ignites his team. Sometimes 2 points can count for a whole lot more than that.
Gasol dishes to Kobe. Pass to Nash. Back to Kobe. And there's the feed to Howard. And good on the basket. Book it. Howard's got 4 points this quarter.
3 straight buckets in the paint. They're making it look effortless.
Well, speaking of effortless, you'd like to see a little more out of the defense. So how about trying, guys?
Stoudemire kicks to Brewer. Foul call. Looked like the D didn't get there in time, and he'll shoot free throws. It's going to be on Kobe Bryant. The Knicks shooting their second and third shots at the line right here.
Well, last year collectively, this team shot 74% from the free throw line. Pretty low number.
And that just has to improve, guys. The free throw shooting is something that has to get better. You're immediately putting yourself at a disadvantage when you shoot that poorly from the line.
Looking at who's out there now for the Lakers. Jamison comes in for Pau Gasol. And Matt Barnes is subbed in for Metta World Peace. There's a 4-second difference from the shot clock to the game clock. Nash the pass to Jamison. He dishes it to Howard. Hits the bucket. Howard's got 12 in the game.
Boy, they are really getting chewed up inside here. That's 8 of the last 10 points they've given up inside, in the paint.
Yeah, and the paint should be sacred ground for a defense. You can't let anybody just trot in there and get an easy bucket.
Nash gets to Jamison. Over Stoudemire. No good on that last second attempt there. And offensively, a great show for the fans through the first 3 quarters. It's been a fun game to watch. Lakers lead by 5. And right after this, we'll bring you the start of the final quarter right here on 2K Sport. While we're still getting underway here in the fourth, let's go down to Doris Burke, who has our Sprite Uncontainable Game Report. Doris?
Thanks, Kevin. Dwight Howard gets our Uncontainable Game Award. His team leans on him for so many of their rebounds, and he hasn't disappointed as he leads that category right now. We'll see if he can continue to carry that load, guys.
All right, Doris, thanks. Clark, he gave his team what they needed and just put them on his back and carried them.
That's why he's considered one of the very best, Kevin.
Well, what a great fallback to have as a team. When nothing else is working, he's always there to pick this club up.
And on the floor for New York here in the fourth. Big 3, Carmelo Anthony, Amari Stoudemire, and Tyson Chandler at the 3, 4, and 5. Belton is out there with J.R. Smith. First free throw is good, and that increases their lead to 6. And some changes here for the Lakers. Howard comes in for Pau Gasol. And Matt Barnes is subbed in for Antoine Jamison.
And now the lead really is looking very secure after those 2 free throws. Nice job.
Felton kicks to Smith. Smith off a pick from Stoudemire. Felton dishes to Melo. Stolen by World Peace. And it's the Lakers on the break. Kobe with the ball.
Too little, too late from the deep. Give him credit for trying anyway.
Great job he did getting through him and up to the rim.
Yeah, now that was aggressive, and that's exactly what I like to see. He's an effort player, Kevin, a guy who competes defensively, willing to take on the opponent's best player. He runs the floor, a little bit erratic at times, but very scrappy, and you know what he's going to bring in terms of energy.
Yeah, he plays with an aggressive mentality. Does a great job on the boards. J.R. Smith on the wing, and stolen by Barnes. Howard kicks to Barnes. Chandler with the steal. An even 3-on-3 break. Belton lifts up, and then Smith with the dunk.
Once he corralled that rebound, he was in just the right spot to power it back down.
You could see it coming too, couldn't you?
Yeah, there's no way that was going to be a simple little putback. He saw the angle and he gave it a little something extra.
Barnes kicks to World Peace. And the pass to Barnes. Dishes it to Nash. Howard, 5 on the clock. 9 feet out, gets the bucket. And the Lakers lead by 9.
Doesn't look like they're going to take it easy on them down the stretch.
It certainly doesn't look like it. They're still aggressively attacking the basket and putting up points.
And that one's good.
You have a nice high percentage look right there.
Final quarter of play, about a minute and a half off the clock into it. Outside, Kobe. Back to Howard. The shot from the low post is good.
No, you can put this one in the W column. I mean, this is locked up now.
Yeah, I agree with you, Steve. I mean, they closed this game out exactly like they needed to.
And there's the call on Howard. That is his first foul of the game. 16 seconds left in the fourth quarter. And Brewer kicks to Camby. Gasol with the defensive effort. Here's World Peace. Pass to Barnes. Puts it up from 15. He connects. And it's an 11-point Laker lead.
And this one is just about over. It's going to be an easy win for them in the end.
Yeah, I think they can just about put this one on cruise control for the last few seconds here.
And so it's the Lakers taking care of business here. Not much to be critical of with this win, Clark.
Not at all. I mean, they showed up not just to play, they showed up to give great effort and to win, and they did both.
Thank you for joining us for this presentation of the NBA on 2K Sports. For Clark, Steve, and Doris, and the rest of the crew, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time. Last but not least, here is your Jordan Player of the Game, Dwight Howard.
Just point out the bounce. Show me the bounce. Yeah. Just point out the bounce. Yeah. Timbo King. Yeah. Young Hope King. Yeah. Just point out the bounce.
Another promise, another scene, another a package like to keep us trapped in.